So when I was at Tyler, I decided to enter an international exhibition. I never thought I'd get in, but I did. They accepted my piece. I got a prize. What I had done though, because this friend of mine and I had agreed that your art should be about your art and not about you as a person or personality. So I made a pseudonym for this show. Again, thinking I wouldn't get in. So I came up with Jugo De Vegetales, which is basically V8 juice in Spanish. Because I just saw a can, I'd been to Mexico a lot, and I saw a can of it with the Spanish translation. I went, great name. No one except someone who speaks Spanish is gonna know what this is. So I entered, got a prize, and all of a sudden now I'm stuck with this name. And so I've been AKA that forever. Because I was going to conferences and stuff and finding people who knew one or the other of us, but not that both guys were the same guy. So that was always entertaining and funny, but no one could pronounce it. So because J-U-G-O, people were calling me Jugo.
What's your other name?
Jack Thompson. Yeah, my boy.
I can pronounce that one.
Yeah, that was a lot easier to pronounce. So I found the other thing is Jack Thompson is such a common name. You know, the Thompson Toyota guy. There's some scum lawyer in Florida. There's the actor in Australia. And those are the only two guys that I'm competing with right now.
Did you tell him at the time you put a piece in a show under the name of Jack Thompson and the writer wrote, "Who is this imposter ripping off Jugo De Vegetales"?
No, I didn't. What?
Yes.
All right, Frank, come over here. Frank, get over here.
You told that story.
Frank has great stories.
I know that's happened. I don't know if it was because of a show, but it's possible.
Now, Frank is going to tell a story of your life that apparently you forgot. Go ahead, Frank.
Jack was very frustrated when I first met him because he had this gnome of Jugo De Vegetales and he wanted to be known as Jack Thompson. So he entered a piece in a show someplace and somebody wrote a review of the show and said there was an imposter, an imitator of the great Jugo De Vegetales who was clearly, this Jack Thompson was an imposter of second-rate quality. So Jack then made a piece, The Death of Jugo De Vegetales.
That's why I made that?
Yes.
Huh. I just make it very subconscious. All my pieces are pretty subconsciously inspired, so
but you made
it does make sense now.
The Death of Jugo De Vegetales by Jack Thompson, and then he exhibited that piece.
Right, because I had decided then it's time to ditch the name, so I figured if I killed him off, but that didn't work either, you know. But yeah, that is.
I actually,
to the best of my
I actually believe Frank in this.
Yeah.
You are lucky to have someone who knows you better than you know yourself.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice to have work like this that people can read what they want into, you know.
Well, let me tell you what I read into it.
Okay.
You teach at an all-girls school, and there's a lot of tension going on.
Okay.
How would you respond to that?
Well, I'm actually very comfortable being in an all-women's college. I grew up with a mom and a sister. My father died when I was young. And now
do those students ever just ride you, do you think? Or?
Oh, yeah, they know how to yank your chain for sure. But I've been there for so long that I'm pretty used to working surrounded by women, and I've got a wife and 2 daughters, so pretty comfortable in that world. But yeah, they know how to get to you for sure. We did some filming at 1918 as well.
Oh, wait a second. So did you lube up a Playboy centerfold with Vaseline?
No, not exactly. They had an idea.
Frank said you did.
Well, he's close. There was this producer in LA that a friend of mine knew, and she was talking about trying to come up with something really good that they would use on Playboy video magazine when it was brand new. And he told her that I did body casting for a lot of my work. I was doing body casting, life-size figures, right? My wife was my main model, but others. And so she got this idea, well, let's film this. And so they got a local crew. She, the producer, came out, and they did almost 2 days of footage of me making this body cast. off of this model that they hired. So she wasn't a normal centerfold, she was someone, a local model. So they shoot a ton of stuff and they edit it down to mostly the girl rubbing Vaseline on herself. But you know, they wanted me to have a male assistant helping with the Vaseline and everything, and my wife said, no, no, no.
Oh, so you did it?
I'm your assistant. So they did it at my studio, at my house.
Well, I thought you were personally rubbing the Vaseline on.
No, she did
Oh,
herself.
man, I may have to go with Frank's version.
Yeah.
It's more cinematic.
Yeah, but it was all good. I mean, you know. I've had whole exhibitions of erotic work. I've always gotten great response to erotic stuff, and actually erotic stuff probably sells better if you can find a gallery that will show it. Female nudity, no big deal, but when you got male nudity in there, very few people want to deal with that. If you're dealing with subconscious images, and you know, you've got id, you got libido, and so I never suppressed my libido because of my work, so when an erotic idea comes up, I make it. I've got tons of molds, so they're all slip cast and very easy to reproduce. I have a mold of her body, but not in separate molds for her arms, and then this male body that goes up to here is another mold that I have. It's a many piece mold, and then this head is a couple piece mold, and so I have all this whole library of molds to build these things out of, so I can try a whole lot of things even after I've drawn them. I still need to see them in 3D to know if they're going to work. Sometimes the pieces that are laying there on the table, you know, the leftovers from an experiment, I'll look over and I go, hey, and then what if and bingo, I've got it. And when I arrive at a sculpture from that kind of unconscious thinking, they're usually the best things. I mean, the things that happen more by accident and less by intellect, for me, are usually the best.